first one. Oh man, we got to talk about the mega deal that Josh Allen just signed. Yes, sir. I mean, honestly, last season truly deserved. I mean, if I was a team, I'd be locking this up because I don't see Josh Allen not being good anymore. We talk about it all the time, folks, the first 2 years. I mean, let's just get it up because these numbers, I know I say this all the time, folks, but it is just truly, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a year 3 leap this great, folks, truly. Oh my goodness, the first 2 years of Josh Allen's career are bust potential, honestly, 100%, but that year 3, holy moly, folks, I mean, just last year alone, we put Josh Allen as the third best quarterback in the league right now. We have him above Aaron Rodgers currently on the list. And you don't get that high on the quarterback list if you're not great. And he really just blew us away last season, folks. So we all know the infamous first 2 years. Year 1, 52% completion percentage, folks. That is so atrocious. I can't even believe it. 2,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Absolutely abysmal. Then year 2, we got a little bit better, and that's kind of something that's great, getting better every single year. Not everyone's going to come out year 1 and look like Patty Mahomes or Justin Herbert, and that's fine, because those quarterbacks just kind of are exceptions to the rule anyway. You need to kind of get your grounding. This is the natural progression that you should be seeing from a quarterback being drafted. He went 7th. No, this is 7th overall. Maybe the first year was a little bad for being 7th overall, but this is still a natural progression of just getting better every single year. So for that, Josh Allen definitely deserves the money. But here we go, year 2, 58% completion percentage. Once again, just getting better. That's great. 3,000 yards, so went from 2,000 to 3,000. Also played in 5 more games as well, so that's definitely going to help. And that also helps that completion percentage. Your completion went up while you were playing extra games. That's always a great sign there. 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Now that is good. We like that 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, and we love if you have single-digit interceptions. So Josh Allen, not the best year overall, but some good highlights in year 2 that we could have potentially been building upon, but we didn't think you're going to go from 58% completion percentage to 69. Holy cow, folks. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. 69% is absolutely magnificent. I think Deshaun Watson, no, he didn't throw, did Deshaun Watson throw 70? I know he threw like 4,800 yards. Aaron Rodgers threw 70% completion percentage. I mean, folks, that's absolutely amazing. I think Teddy Bridgewater was up around 69% as well last season. And then Deshaun Watson, if my memory serves me right, yeah, he did throw 70. So there was a couple of quarterbacks that did throw like 68 to 70. This is a higher completion percentage year this year, and we're going to see if it continues to rise or if it's starting to kind of plateau and see if we have to kind of fix our new good with our good completion percentage numbers in this league, because over the last kind of 4 years, they have slowly been starting to increase. We like the kind of range of 62 to 65. That's where good quarterback play is, but it does seem like over the last 3 seasons, it is kind of, we are going to have to kind of start expanding that number to about 64 to maybe 67. That's kind of where we need you to be, but only time will tell, and we'll definitely kind of lock in that narrative this season to see what everybody's doing. But even if we do extend that number to 64 to 67, 69 is still absolutely amazing. So Josh Allen truly had an incredible year last year. He threw for 4,500 yards. We love that so much. Anything more than 4,000, I will always get behind. Unfortunately, that Josh Allen will never be able to get into that coveted 5,000 yard mark in 16 games. Now that we're in the 17 game era, that 5,000 yard benchmark is really going to have to be increased as well. And once again, only time will tell to really kind of see what that new number is going to be. But throwing for 4,500 yards is absolutely brilliant. The 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, very, very close to 4-to-1. 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Folks, I mean, absolutely brilliant. A monster season that got them to a 13-3 record, that got them to an AFC Championship game against the Chiefs. I mean, we all know the Chiefs are the big giant in the AFC, and that's who you have to go out there and beat. So let's take a look at what Josh Allen did just to truly see if he deserved this money. Let's see how he was doing in the playoffs, because those regular season stats were absolutely great. Were we still getting that same great production in the playoffs, or is that an area that we need to see Josh Allen grow a little bit more? So here we go. Last season in the playoffs, first game against the Colts, 74% completion percentage, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, folks, fantastic right there. That's fantastic. Oh my goodness. All right, then game 2 against the Baltimore Ravens, 62% completion percentage, 206 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. Completion percentage came down a little bit, yards came down a little bit, touchdowns came down a little bit, because you're going further in the playoffs where you expect to face better and better teams. And then we get capped off here at the AFC Championship game where Josh Allen threw 58% completion percentage. He threw for 287 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did throw a pick as well, and they lose by 14 points. A little bit of a blowout there. So overall, a great year by Josh Allen, but we are seeing as he progresses in the playoffs against the best teams, he's coming up a little short. And this is folks, this is just year 3, his first real experience in the playoffs. Yes, he got there in 2019. They lost to Houston, but this was their big run. He had that initial playoff experience under his belt from 2019. He learned and built upon that, and that's what Josh Allen does. We just saw it the first 2 years. He learns and builds upon it. So, getting that AFC Championship experience against that huge beast in the AFC of the Chiefs, I really think that's going to help Josh Allen overall. So the man is truly an amazing quarterback last season. We're hoping that there are 2 other factors that could have played into Josh Allen being absolutely amazing last season. The first one is Stephon Diggs. We know he's an A1 tier 1 wide receiver in this league. Put him in the top 10, potentially top 5. I'll let y'all make your arguments on that. But the other one, I do think Stephon Diggs does help him out a little bit, but I'm not going to kind of knock Josh Allen for having great wide receivers. I'm not going to do that. The thing I think is a little bit more important to watch for this season is last year was COVID, really rarely fans in the stands, and if there was fans in the stands, it was like 4 people, so you could still hear on the field very, very well, communicating to your receivers, getting the linemen all set, knowing their assignments, knowing who the Mike linebacker is, and all that. You can hear a little bit better when there's no fans in the stands. There's not that added extra home field advantage with the roaring fans just screaming and yelling at you. That takes the pressure off of you a little bit. So how does Josh Allen play now that fans are going to be back in the stands this year? We got full packed stands every single game this year. All teams have been approved for full attendance in every single game. So now how are these quarterbacks that had this kind of inflated completion percentage last year, everyone hovering around like 68 to 70%. I think there was like a 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe quarterbacks max in that kind of 68 to 70% completion range, which is absolutely great. I mean, I'm not going to knock that, but let's see if that is sustainable now that there's fans in the stands rocking and roaring, yelling, cussing, calling you out, saying you're trash, doing just kind of the classic things that fans do in the stands, folks. Get rowdy, get your team pumped, and get the opposing team off their mark. So we're going to have to kind of track that pretty solidly here for Josh Allen, and we'll see if he kind of rises to the occasion. It seems like the Bills are truly believing in him because they just paid this man a 6-year contract extension worth $258 million, including $150 million guaranteed. So the Bills are really kind of saying, yeah, those other kind of factors, Stephon Diggs, the crowd noise, that's not going to affect Josh Allen, and Josh Allen will continue to keep on getting better and better. So I would love to see Josh Allen keep playing at this high level. I think he can. I don't really think those narratives of Stephon Diggs in the fans in the stands will play too much a part. I mean, when we just look at his stats, the only natural thing to happen this year is a slight step back. Probably still at like 4,200 yards, maybe not quite at 4,500, but maybe also quite at 4,500 because they have that extra added game. So maybe he will be back at 4,500 yards. At 69%, I see him coming back just a little bit, maybe 67, which is still great, absolutely fantastic. We'll still count that a successful year for Josh Allen if he throws 66, 67 completion percentage. I would have no problem with that. So we'll just see how big or really just how small that step back is, because, I mean, these numbers are just, I mean, these are masterful numbers, folks. These are masterful. These are Aaron Rodgers. These are Tom Brady. These are Drew Brees type numbers right here. Absolutely fantastic. Greatest of all time argument. And Josh Allen just did that year 3. So we'll see what he does this year. But truly, I mean, I would pay him that money. Based off of last year alone, I would pay him that money just because he's shown that he is continuing to grow, that he is getting better every single season. So this third season right here is a great benchmark on what this man can really do at his maximum potential. So I would definitely, I've got no problem with him getting paid all this money, honestly. I love it. All right, so let's go into the deal a little bit deeper here. Let's see what PFF is saying, just to kind of get, the wording and, how many a year and incentives and all that. So we'll get a nice understanding of the Josh Allen contract here. So let's see what we get here in this article. The Buffalo Bills and quarterback Josh Allen have reached an agreement on a massive, truly massive contract extension to make him the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL. The move comes right before the preseason deadline set by general manager Brandon Beane. Allen is now slated to receive a whopping $258 million over 6 years, with $150 million of that being guaranteed, and that's just absolutely fantastic, folks. I mean, just imagine waking up and there's $150 million in your bank account. You're just like, sheesh, yes, sir. Folks, if you ever wake up and there's $150 million in your bank account, you've made it. Congratulations, Josh Allen. You have made it. You have one life. Congratulations. You have accumulated mass amounts of wealth. I'm jealous. I am jealous. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. All right. What else we get here? His per year salary slots in behind only the Kansas City Chiefs' Patrick Mahomes, and his new contract includes the most guaranteed money in league history. And Patrick Mahomes just had that at $141 million guaranteed, and Josh Allen said, yeah, well, I'm getting $150 guaranteed. You're getting a little bit more money in the long run, but in guaranteed money, I'm rich now. I'm $9 million richer now. What's up, baby? Yes, sir. So quarterback money is just getting absolutely ridiculous. Dak Prescott just signed his new deal, $126 million guaranteed, the third highest compared to Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. So money is being thrown around here, folks. And Lamar Jackson is just chomping at the bit to get his deal signed. And he's going to have to put up an amazing performance this year to try and get that money that matches Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, because, I mean, they're both in the AFC. Now you got Lamar Jackson. I mean, this is going to be a tough AFC to come out of for the next, 10 years. And now we're going kind of back to the OG Brady, Manning, Roethlisberger, where they were just taking turns winning the AFC. Mostly it was Tom Brady, but Peyton Manning and Ben Roethlisberger would sneak up every kind of, year, 2 years, and kind of challenge Tom Brady for the AFC crown. And that's, I think, what we're going to be getting with these three quarterbacks now. Patrick Mahomes is a Tom Brady. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes basically every single year coming out of the AFC. But in a year, 2 years, every 2 years, we'll get a Josh Allen. Every 3 years, we'll get a Lamar Jackson, something like that. So, I mean, the league is truly in great hands with these young, talented, amazing passing of the football quarterbacks out here. So we love it, folks. I've got no problem with players getting paid. Y'all know I'm all about that money. Get that money while you can. And Josh Allen just truly secured the bag. So applaud to that. All right. Allen's year 3 breakout in 2020 was nothing short of an anomaly. Exactly that, folks. Truly that. I have never seen a year 3 leap that great. I've never seen that. After posting passing grades of 58 and 61 in his first 2 NFL seasons, I don't care about those numbers. Those mean nothing to me. In regular season play, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about this. I just want to know about the contract. That's all I'm out. That's all I'm asking for here. We just looked at the stats. We broke them down. I don't need y'all's numbers. That's why I don't like QBR. I don't like people making up their own numbers here, because it's just whatever their algorithm is. Whatever they're putting into that algorithm may not be the same thing that I value. I value completion percentage. I value yards, and I value touchdown to interception ratio. That's what I judge my quarterbacks on. So I don't know what PFF is doing with their algorithm. It's kind of trash. I'm saying it's trash. I don't even know it, and I don't like it. So I don't care about what their PFF grades are for them. Don't care. I came for the contract news, and I'm not getting any contract news. So, all right, we're going to have to exit this article a little bit early. So That's what the contract is, folks. 6 years, $258 million, 150 guaranteed. So fantastic to Josh Allen, truly deserved on this money, and we'll see if he can kind of keep it up next season. I believe he can. But do you think all this money is going to corrupt Josh Allen? No, of course not. The kid is a young, humble kid, and you love it. He wants to be a Bill for life. I mean, we heard he wanted to be a Bill for life when he was trash, and the team was still embracing him. I mean, the team was embracing him the year 1 and year 2, and those stats were not good, folks. Really not good. So Josh Allen loving the city of Buffalo, loving the fans here, embraced by the fans, loved by the fans. He's getting high praise from Jim Kelly, the greatest Bills quarterback of all time, which is probably now goes to Josh Allen now, honestly. That no other Bills quarterback had a better year than Josh Allen last year, folks. So Josh Allen is now the best Bills quarterback of all time. I've got no problem saying that. And he's now the richest Bills quarterback of all time because of this deal. So absolutely fantastic. And Josh Allen is staying humble as ever. Josh Allen, after signing a 6-year, $250 million contract extension, says, quote, "I know they didn't pay me for what I've done. They did this because they expect me to continue what I'm doing and expect me to go and win this team some championships." And that's truly what Josh Allen is going to have to do to cement his legacy. We had Jim Kelly. He never won the Bills a championship, folks. Okay, this is, you could be good, but you cannot get the title. This happens all the time. Aaron Rodgers is very, very good. Only has 1 title. Just because you're great in this league does not mean that you instantly get titles. Russell Wilson was fantastic out of the gate. Still only 1 ring. Patrick Mahomes, fantastic, amazing, greatest of all time coming out of the gate. Only 1 ring so far. Tom Brady, he's got 7 of them. So that's kind of who you're chasing after right now. Who all these quarterbacks are chasing after, even Aaron Rodgers, at 30, what is he, 36? 37, going on to 38. So Josh Allen's gonna have to get the hardware. He's gonna have to get the rings, bring the city of Buffalo a Super Bowl, because the last time they were in the Super Bowl, they were in 4 straight and they lost them all. So that's what Josh Allen is coming up against, and it's gonna be tough now that Patty Mahomes is so freaking great, and Lamar Jackson could be so freaking great if they get the offensive coordinator right and the play calling right and some decent deep ball wide receivers for the man. That's what he's up against. And now you got Justin Herbert, who's coming up. I mean, that man had a great rookie year. So if the Chargers start getting their other pieces figured out. So Josh Allen is truly going to have his work cut out for him. He needs rings. Yes, AFC championship games are good. Get as many as you can. But at some point, we're going to have to start turning these long playoff runs into long winning Super Bowl runs. And Josh Allen has got some stiff competition here in the AFC. And you still got Tom Brady if you make it out of the AFC in the Super Bowl. You still got Aaron Rodgers if you make it out of the AFC in the Super Bowl. So, we'll see if the kid can go get it done. But an amazing last season. We'll see if he builds upon it. I'm rooting for the kid. The man is absolutely spectacular, fantastic, and we'll see how he does year 4.